Hey everyone, this week in class we were talking about this tenet, this concept, this principle of Isshin, Mushin, and Zanshin, which means the mind of training. During a technique we have the before, the during, and the after, and of course this goes into any situation in life. In the old days, for a warrior, only a portion of a situation is physical. The warrior trains the body and the mind, not just the body but both. In a confrontation, we have to learn to connect and be open to and remain in the energy of the moment, especially during a confrontation where we could lose our life. So these states are called Isshin, Mushin, and Zanshin. The kanji for Isshin here, which is ich for one, and then this concept here of Shin. Shin is in both Chinese and Japanese. It's one of the 5 spirits of the warrior, and it's a tenet, and it means heart, mind, or soul, or essence, and that works in Japanese as well as Chinese. So one heart, one spirit, or one mind in this case, is what happens before the fight. I assess the situation, I connect to the opponent, the uke, the nage, the tori, they connect. I get into a stance if I need to, or I remain in a ready position. I use my voice to stop the conflict. I connect with the opponent. How many opponents are there? All of this is part of this Isshin, or what we call one mind. So that's the first part. After that, if you cannot stop the conflict, you enter what's called Mushin. Mu is without mind. So the kanji for mu is here, and this means empty or without. And then the same at the bottom, we have this shin here again, which means, again, spirit. So the Mushin part refers to the clarity of mind. It's unobscured by mental activity. I don't imagine the outcome of the confrontation. I let go of all preconceptions. I'm open to the situation, and I know that I have trained for this moment. So this Mushin is extremely important because this is where all of our training is for, although it's in all 3. But in the Mushin, if you don't train, you won't know what to do in a battle. It'll become fight or flight syndrome. But those that do not train, this is the weak point where they will fall. Those who are consistently training on the mat, and I don't mean reading books or watching videos, you're physically training, staying sharp with your weaponry. You can enter this state of no mind in a conflict. And what happens is all your training takes over. You don't think about a technique or an element or anything like that. Your body just reacts with muscle memory, and the muscle memory starts to dance and come alive. And then the opponent is taken care of with like-minded violence if necessary. So the Mushin is extremely important between the uke and the tori. It's a connection, it's a relationship. And this is where you don't think. The last part, the third part, is called Zanshin. Zanshin. And the kanji is here for this. So this Zanshin here. And then we have Shin at the bottom again for a third time. The Zanshin, this Zan, it means continued alertness. But it's an unrelaxed alertness. It's remaining on guard. So this here is being prepared for what's coming next. And that has to do with the martial arts of after a technique. What do I do after the confrontation? It's not over. Even though the guy might be down, the threat has been stopped, but I'm still in this Zanshin state. Now in a relationship context, this might mean I linger after a love or a relationship. So it can mean a lingering in affection, or an attachment, or a regret, a reluctance. Especially in the Chinese language, this has a bit of a different meaning like a broken heart, I miss my loved one. We make mistakes in a relationship. We are not with the person anymore, but we're still in love with her. So that could mean Zanshin in a different way. But in the martial arts, this is more about lingering intention. Even though the battle is over, I must retighten my helmet straps because there might be 3 or 4 people. I have to reassess the situation. My Zanshin is on the mat after the technique. When your hands are still up, you maintain a healthy distance from the opponent. You see if he or she is going to brandish a weapon, and it could even be part of the bowing process at the end. So you have these 3 that are very important after the confrontation. We remain in the energy. We remain connected to the situation until it's completely over. So to recap again, you have Isshin, the initial stage. The second stage is Mushin, the no-thought part, the part where your training takes over, empty of preconceived notions. And then you have the Zanshin to finish. And those are the 3 tenets, the 3 principles that are in many martial arts. Isshin, this one heart, Isshin Ryu Karate. This is everywhere. It's in Aikido, it's in archery, it's in Budo, it's everywhere. So these 3 concepts are what we talked about this week in class. And this philosophical aspect of the martial arts is unbelievably important to training. You can't just be hitting bags all day. You have to work on this philosophy and mind science if you want to be a completely rounded warrior. That's it for today. We'll see you next time.